Now that we've been through the videos on how to create orders, how to understand the order view, and also how to catalog in greater depth, I wanted to speak specifically about one of the admin parts of how to be able to flag things ready for export. Now, in order for a specific image to appear in the export, it needs to be flagged as done. So for instance, anything that has been newly cataloged, anytime you submit a new cataloging, it automatically flags the record. However, as you can see in this order, there are some that are uncatalogued and unflagged. So at this point, just because they've been flagged doesn't mean it's going to automatically make it into the export. The second step is it needs to be cataloged and approved by the admin. As soon as they are flagged and approved, it will then populate into the inside Curate. You can go to Export Records. Now what I want to show you is we're going to go into Export Records and then come back to Orders. So in Export Records, you can see that there are 4 total records that already are approved and flagged for download. Now you can do a specific range if all of a sudden you wanted to go back in and re-export things out, but at the same time, let's go back in. Keep in mind that there are 4 current records now. I'm going to go back into View Orders, and I remember that there is an order of 138 images that was awaiting for my approval. Now I have already looked through all the images that were in this order and noticed that it was perfect. So I'm going to hit approve. And if I now go back to Export Records, instead of 4 images, you will see that the number has jumped dramatically. When I click download, what it's going to be doing is it's going to be generating a CSV in this current edition of DIMLI that has all of the major features that we specifically have mapped as beneficial. It's a mix between Dublin Core and also VRA Core. The reason that we've done this is because we are using MDID2. MDID2 loves CSVs, and it also is very flat. So how do we make something that is relational be able to export to something flat? And that is what we have created based on this list. However, at the same time, standard, we have all the alternate terms. So because we've tied into those Getty authorities at the beginning, Rubens has 15 to 20 different variations of his name. It will display one field, but at the same time it exports all the other fields as a searchable field that will not be displayed. It's a little bit more complicated that those fields need to be configured in whatever digital asset manager you do, but the data gets moved and you can use it or not. So by clicking on that, it will automatically start the process of creating and generating the CSV. Another feature that we are going to be completing very soon is to have that same group of images and giving you the option to be able to export as an XML of straight VRA Core, all the approved fields for that. So right now in our current state we have just CSV, but that allows you to get out most things that you need, and by the end of the month we should actually be able to have a full XML of the VRA Core data as well. In the next video we'll talk a little bit more about what you can do with the powerful data that you have actually created when cataloging records.